I quit my desk job to be a singer. Was it worth it?
It's just a start, the start.
At the end of 2023, my contract for my desk job ended. Now, I could have extended that contract, but only the 40-hour version. I was working part-time prior to that. And I decided that I would not be doing that because as part-time worker, I have the time to work on my music. As a full-time worker, I would not to the degree that I wanted to. So I thanked my boss for keeping me employed for the past year, and I left to become a singer. I want to quickly tell you here that making money from music, if you're just starting out or fairly at the beginning of your journey and you're an independent artist, is difficult. And I would not be able to do this if I didn't already have some savings. I am aware that not everybody can do this. And I feel happy and privileged that I am able to do it. I started producing music in 2022. I did not want to go to producers. It was still the pandemic. We still had lockdowns in Austria where I live. I just started doing it on my own, teaching myself. And I did that for a good year until I started doing a production course. And the one that I have been doing and I just finished the year off is by MPW, Music Production for Women. I'll link it down below in the description because their courses are so worth it. They teach you so much. I have been writing songs since I was 11, so I have a very substantial amount of practice in that. And I've been singing since I could string the words together. Pretty much. I've been singing along to everything I could since I could sing. I've wanted to be a singer since I was 5 years old. I am 26 now. What happened that I didn't pursue this dream? Well, life happened. I did go to a music high school. I kept playing instruments all my teenage years and beyond to some degree too. I kept singing whenever I could. But I had been told growing up that you can't earn money with music. It's not a sustainable career. Don't even try. So I didn't. Until I got tired of that, I was like, who said you can't? They have no experience in the entertainment industry. None of the people that said any of that. None of them know really anything about how the entertainment industry works. None of them are very musically inclined. So how would they know that you can't make it as a singer? Because honestly, make it is defined differently by every single goddamn person. And what is making it for one person is already far above making it for another person. So after working towards the goal of being a singer-songwriter and producer for 2 years almost, since early 2022, I was like, let's take the plunge. Let's really focus on music and let's give it our all. I have finished my EP that is to come out at the end of May. I have worked on a lot of music in the meantime. I've started my first proper collaboration with another musician slash singer-songwriter producer. I have filmed music videos. I have been able to focus more on doing covers. I feel like in that sense, I've really gone all in. I have written dozens of new songs. I have so much material that I can use in the future. But there is one side that is not always the easiest for me. I guess I have to say here, or should say here, I have anxiety. I have agoraphobia. I have panic attacks. Performing is difficult. So I can technically go to open mic nights and karaoke nights in the city I live. They do have them sometimes here. Performing at actual venues is more difficult. The live music venues here, they only allow actual live music. Like if you have playback, they're not taking you, which makes it difficult to perform. Now that the weather is getting better, I am thinking about taking up busking, which you're allowed to do in the city. I have doubled my Spotify, actually at this point probably tripled my Spotify following and monthly listeners. I have one song close to reaching 1,000 streams and a lot of them not that far behind. I have doubled my TikTok following, actually more than doubled at this point. I've just crossed over into 3,000 followers on TikTok. I'm very proud of that. I've been waiting for that number for like a week now, and I'm so happy I finally crossed into it. And honestly, that was insane because my goal for this year on TikTok was to get 2,200 followers because I started the year with like 1,500 or maybe 1,600. I wanted to gain 700 followers. I thought that was reasonable. Now I've doubled that. And I'm just asking myself how. I've been doing semi-regular TikTok lives. I've been able to connect with people through that. A lot of them have gone and listened to my music, and I'm very happy about that. Like, if you put in the time and if you communicate with the people in your audience, in your community, they're much more likely to engage with your content. I wish I could now post pictures here of me performing, but the only performing that I've done is on TikTok lives and for covers. That is still something that I'm working on this year, trying to perform finally. It is something that I'm kind of impatient about, but I also know that I just need to wait for the right moments. But the right moment is this year. I do want to get as much performing opportunities and experience as I can this year. This is one of my main goals for 2024, finally really getting into performing. And more like performing live, because performing for covers, I've been doing that for a long time. I know how to do that. I've made so many covers. Performing live is a whole different thing. And I have practiced. I am ready. I am ready to go. Just a little more time and then it will happen. I am positive of that. Even though I had an interesting job before, I liked my job. I liked the people I worked with. Desk jobs can kind of suck the creativity out of an artist. I'm sure that not every artist feels like that. But for me, it felt like that. It felt like I did not have the mental space, even when I did have the time sometimes, to really be as creative as I can be now. Like I can be so creative now. It feels like I got my creativity and a piece of myself that went missing last year. I got all of that back now. I'm working on the collaboration. I am working on 2 new singles. I am finishing up all the things to do with the EP and its release and the single and its release that is related to the EP. And I am hoping that in the next 2 weeks, I will finally make it to karaoke night at some point. Yes. Yes. It has been worth it, not just because I gained my creativity back and more time, of course. It's also been worth it to just have space for more than just work and the music things that I really had to do to get out the covers and the singles. Because when I was working, I literally just had time for these 2 things. And if I managed my time very well, I could also fit in working out. But aside from that, I didn't really have time for a lot of other things. But now that I have the time, I can write again. I have time for these things again. I can dance, I can do workouts, I can try out different workouts. I don't feel as pressed for time every single minute of the day as I used to. I enjoy that so much, just being able to be me again and do things like, if I want to bake a cake, then I will bake a cake. I know that I have the time and I will have the appetite to eat. That was another thing last year. My appetite was shot. One of my goals is to get my YouTube channel monetized. I'm at like 750 followers as I publish this, and I really, really would like to get to this point this year. Another one I've already mentioned is perform at every opportunity. Definitely a goal, and I've already explained why I need that, because performance is so important for a singer, and I haven't really had the chance to put myself out there in that regard very much since the pandemic. Another one is diversify my income streams from music. Like, you know, as a musician, you maybe have some income from TikTok lives. Maybe you get monetized on YouTube, then you earn something from that. Maybe you'll get some brand deals. There is obviously the streaming income from like Spotify and the likes. I want to diversify that. I have some ideas concerning what, but we're not there yet. I don't know what will happen in that area yet. So when that happens, stay tuned and we'll see. We'll see together where it leads. Another goal, the last one I will mention for today, double my Spotify following and double my monthly listeners on Spotify. Right now, my monthly listeners are around 50 and my following is around 40. So the goal would be to have about 100 monthly listeners and about 80 followers. I would be so happy about that. So if you haven't checked out my Spotify yet, it's Petty Huggo. Link will be in the description. Please go there, listen to a song, and if you like the songs that I'm making, please follow. Quitting one's job and focusing on music is a journey. Does everything go as you hope, as you plan? No. The most important thing, honestly, is just to stay consistent, to keep doing it, to trust that the things will come to you as you keep doing it, as you have discipline, and as you work hard. Those are very important things. If you don't do those, then you're never going to get anywhere, anyways. Come along on this journey with me. I'm only a few months into it. Let's see what happens. Let's see what 2024 brings. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye!